We are about a month into the preseason now, and people are just about beginning to understand what is really good and what is not so good. One thing that has been unsurprisingly really good is the new mastery Courage of Collossus. It has been taken on just about every single mega tank that is allowed to. It is particularly good on champions like Poppy and Nautilus. But one thing that has been overlooked on Courage of Collossus is how good it is on Bruisers. Specifically, these three Bruisers, Renekton, Riven, and Darius. Courage of Collossus is extremely good on these three champions. Courage of Collossus is mainly thought of as a tank mastery, but almost every single Riven, Renekton, and Darius one-trick pony in high elo has made the switch over from whatever they used to be using over to Courage of Collossus. The ones who have decided to switch over to Courage of Collossus are doing much better, and the ones who are staying on the old masteries, such as Fervor of Battle, aren't doing quite as well. Why is Courage of Collossus so good? To understand why Courage of Collossus is so good, we have to look at the other masteries first. One mastery that used to be commonly taken on top laners was Fervor of Battle. Fervor of Battle has been taken on most top lane champions in order to improve their 1v1 capabilities. But ever since Riot has removed the ability to gain stacks off spellcasts, less and less top laners have been taking Fervor of Battle. Right now, the only top laners that are taking Fervor of Battle are champions with innate attack speed, such as Jax and Irelia. Only these types of champions can abuse and use this mastery to its full potential. Now, what about Storm Raider Surge? Storm Raider Surge is still a good mastery and it can make a crucial difference. But you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it to give up Courage of Collossus? Let's look at how valuable Courage of Collossus really is. We will compare it to Thunderlord's Decree, probably the most commonly taken keystone mastery of all of Season 6. And we will compare it on Riven, the champion that scales the best with Thunderlord's Decree and the worst with Courage of Collossus out of these three Bruisers. So let's take a quick look at Riven. Riven at level 9 has 1,138 HP. If you do not include items and runes, Thunderlord's Decree deals 90 base damage and has a 20-second cooldown. Courage of Collossus, on the other hand, will give you 180 HP in a 1v1. It will also give you 80 more HP per champion that is in range of Courage of Collossus. So if we're talking about health gain, Courage of Collossus doubles the value of Thunderlord's Decree. But what if we include items? Riven is a champion that doesn't really like to build tank. Riven is a champion that builds a lot of attack damage. How much attack damage would Riven need in order for Thunderlord's Decree to go from 90 damage to 180 damage? You would need just over 300 bonus attack damage in order to get 100 extra damage on Thunderlord's Decree. That is about 7.5 BF swords. In those extremely close 1v1s where every hit point matters, where every auto attack, every ability, everything counts, Courage of Collossus outvalues the other masteries. Now, the one stipulation that must be pointed out is Thunderlord's Decree is damage on the enemy champion, while Courage of Collossus is a shield for your own champion. This means if you're looking to burst someone out, generally Thunderlord's Decree will still be better. But here's why it's still really good to take Courage of Collossus on champions like Renekton and Riven. Many people don't like starting a trade because it forces them into the enemy minion wave, the enemy minions will do extra damage, and they will make your trade harder. On champions like Riven and Renekton, you can make quick trades and dash out with your mobility and allow the Courage of Collossus shield to soak up the minion aggro. This improves your overall trading, and these little short trades allow you to do things later on, such as diving your enemy laner. It's an offensive and defensive mastery, because it also allows you to do things like survive ganks better. Now, what would you be buying if you're taking something like Courage of Collossus? On all three of these champions, you should be rushing Black Cleaver. In the tank meta, Black Cleaver is just too good not to get as a first item. It is also extremely cost efficient and scales well with all three of these champions. However, after that, you can build whatever you want. Darius players often enjoy going full tank after they get their Black Cleaver, buying things such as ZZ Rot Portal, Spirit Visage, and Randuin's Omen, while Riven players like to build full damage. And here's the best part. In most situations, no matter what you build on these three champions, Courage of Collossus still outvalues the other masteries. Now remember one important thing. Courage of Colossus is not a god shield. You can think of it as an extra ruby crystal or giant's belt depending on what champion you're playing. You shouldn't be thinking, now that I have a tank mastery, I am now a tank champion. You should be thinking, I am a bruiser who's taking a really overpowered tank mastery. Thanks for watching why you should take Courage of Colossus on Bruisers. Until next time guys, bye!